Hey guys, it's me Alien back to the video, and today we're going to be seeing what would happen if the Warsaw Pact formed a country. Basically, we got all the Soviet Union and, the Warsaw Pact members, if I can speak. We have East Germany, Poland, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Romania, and Bulgaria. I didn't include Albania because, they weren't fully part of the Warsaw Pact until it, collapsed. They left in 1968, I think, if I remember, but I didn't research for this video, so my mind might be a little bit blank. So yeah, let's see what would happen. So basically, what this communist country, yes, it's a communist country that is reformed, and I wonder what its capital would be. Oh, no shocker, it would be Moscow, of course. The Soviet Union was the main reason why the Warsaw Pact existed. So the Warsaw Pact is looking down south right here. It's this border right here with Serbia, Croatia, and Slovenia. They're basically first gonna declare war in Serbia. So the Soviet Union, the Warsaw Pact, my bad, start taking in troops from everywhere. And yeah, I don't know what to do with Kosovo, okay? I don't know if I want to, okay, actually, the Warsaw Pact would definitely not recognize Kosovo, so they're gonna invade both the countries, I guess. Or country, because, some people, you know what I mean. So either two countries or a country, they basically got Serbia/Kosovo, and yeah. What do they do with the two countries? They annex them. So yeah, basically the Warsaw Pact's goal is to basically get a lot of Slavic countries under the rule. I mean, they're literally so close. All they have to do is get Slovenia, Montenegro, and I think North Macedonia. I'll consider it a Slavic country. But I mean, we do have Hungarians and Romanians and Albanians, those which aren't Slavic, and Germans and Estonians, which aren't Slavic either, and a lot more Turkic groups in the East, Iberia. But many people forget those groups exist, and we're just yeah. So basically, to finish off their goal, the Warsaw Pact is gonna go ahead and just go to war with our countries, and this is gonna get Albania involved for some reason. But the thing is though, this country would definitely have a different name, not Warsaw Pact. So I'm just gonna keep calling it the Warsaw Pact for this video, just to keep reminding you guys that this is the Warsaw Pact reforming as a country. So yeah, this is happening right here. The Warsaw Pact is just storming through the Balkans, and they don't stand a chance at all. Like, they literally don't stand a chance at all. And what is the rest of the world gonna do about this? Well, let's just say something a little funny happens, and this is what we got right here: a fake NATO, basically. This isn't NATO. This is just a fake NATO. Well, it's basically NATO. I mean, come on. Except there's no Iceland, and yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But we got some extra countries out here. We got South Korea, Japan, Vietnam, Australia, and New Zealand involved. Why is Vietnam involved? Well, let's just say some spies from these countries were going into Moscow, and well, this has just happened here. Basically a communist alliance, except Iran and Syria aren't communist, which doesn't really make any sense. So yeah, now we basically have Cold War 2.0, but not really. I mean, we don't have South America involved, and Africa, and most of Oceania, and basically Central America. So yeah, now the Warsaw Pact can no longer expand in Europe. They can go to Austria, but there's a treaty saying that they have to be neutral or something like that. Yeah, so the Warsaw Pact doesn't really have that many, they don't really have that many areas they can go to. So, yeah, what is the Warsaw Pact going to do about this? The fake NATO allies, yeah, NATO, or we can just say NATO 2.0 allies, have basically blocked the Russians, well, it's mostly the Russian military, I mean, basically the Russian Navy, from going out the Black Sea. But, they didn't block this way out here, so yeah. Basically, this is what's going to happen. They're gonna try to invade Afghanistan, but you can't invade Afghanistan. Like, this is literally what they're going to do to you. Yeah, you don't want this happening to you, because Afghanistan's military is very, very powerful, including their geography. And yeah, basically this is what's going to happen if you try to invade Afghanistan. And basically the Afghans have basically conquered Moscow, and looks like the whole alliance has to, not alliance, the Warsaw Pact has to surrender. And I am joking. But is the Russian military gonna learn from their mistakes? Yes, they're going to, kind of. Yeah, this is yeah, it's gonna go very slow. They're not gonna give up, but you know, they already established a front line right here, which is not bad, I guess, but it's still pretty slow, and it basically just stops right there. This is basically another doorway for the Warsaw Pact to go invade another country of Pakistan, but they just don't want to. So basically, the Warsaw Pact came up with a great idea, which their allies can basically, you know, they can try to help spread more communism, basically. So Iraq didn't want to join this alliance, but they're gonna get invaded too by Iran and Syria. It's not going too well. So the Soviet Union is already fighting in 2 wars, which in Iraq and in Afghanistan, and you know, it's not gonna go too well. So yeah, Saudi Arabia is very tempted to join in this war because, you know, Iran's in it, but then they realize we have basically Russia and you know, Poland in this war. So yeah, it's just, yeah, Iraq is just gonna die, I guess. So yeah, Iraq just died, and Afghanistan over here, well, there's some progress being made, and then Iran decides to help, I guess, but then Syria is just gonna sit out of this war. So yeah, the borders look ugly, and I didn't really have a choice. Syria's previous borders, I mean, yeah, it's kind of weird. And Iran's previous borders too have to exist, so yeah, Iraq got split, but we do have Iraq still existing right here. The Warsaw Pact is still fighting war in Afghanistan until they start ramping up their troops. And, you know, they're way more skilled and trained, so yeah, Afghanistan's mountains are starting to crumple, as well as the Warsaw Pact's troops. And so, yeah, that's a shocker. And the United States is pretty, yeah. Yeah. Let's just go see what the peace treaty is, right? And so yeah, that's the peace treaty right there, and Iran's borders are looking pretty weird. And so the Warsaw Pact has basically just gained more land and also a puppet. The Warsaw Pact is still very land hungry, so they're gonna decide to backstab some of their allies, like for example, Mongolia. And what does Mongolia do? Well, I'm so sorry, Mongolia, in the previous video, yeah, you're gonna fall again pretty easily. That's the peace treaty right there, and yeah. So Austria is kind of protected by the NATO 2.0 alliance. So basically, this, Austria was meant to be a neutral country during the Cold War, and like forever, I think. So yeah, this is basically, you just lit up the whole alliance. And what does the whole alliance do about this? Basically, the whole other alliance except China gets involved in Iraq, and North Korea. Actually, Laos is gonna get involved. So yeah, that's kind of a scenario. And Greece and Turkey are in major danger. But we do have some allies in the Middle East helping out, like Israel, Jordan, and Saudi Arabia, and we have Palestine, and then Lebanon. I don't know what to do with Lebanon. Syria basically is just gonna die, even though they just gain a bunch of land. It basically literally just doubled the land just to die. And yeah, the Warsaw Pact over here is just gonna have a fun time here. And the Warsaw Pact, of course, sees Greece's panhandle here as an advantage. Basically split the Turkish and Greek armies. West Berlin falls, and Germany is in danger, and Denmark is, you know, isolated. More Warsaw Pact troops move into the country, and Austria basically is fallen. As one of their last major cities, Salzburg, is just fallen to, you know, the Warsaw Pact. And you know, yeah, Germany basically is just fallen. I mean, Munich's fallen too. That's, yeah. Yeah, Germany has fallen, and now France is in danger. But this was because the blue team wasn't ready, so that's why. This Warsaw Pact is having a fun time, and yeah, the Warsaw Pact I don't think would be this strong, but China and North Korea realize that South Korea and Japan are in the war, so this is gonna, let's see what's going to go on with the rest of the world joining in. Oh, looking down over here, Iraq gets involved in this war, and Syria is in danger. Syria is basically dead at this point. I mean, yeah, they surrender until a bunch of Iranian troops start to flood into the country and start pushing back the Saudis. Then Iran starts to push into Turkish lands, just like that. Greece is basically gonna fall, but Athens is still holding out. The same as Istanbul over here. European forces are finally ready and mobilized. Benelux has been liberated. It's both equal. I think, yeah, it's basically equal, and it's just, yeah. So yeah, Greece starts to push out the Warsaw Pact soldiers out, and yeah, so now the European powers are pushing back again. Finland over here and Russia, yeah, Austria falls, and I mean, yeah, it was kind of hard to send supplies over to Germany anyway, because you live in Alpine mountains. So yeah, Germany has officially fallen. And yeah, we see a flooding of troops over here just flowing into Italy. And then Italy decides to switch sides again until French troops quickly flood into Italy. The Italian Communist Party is back again. Looking back in France, Paris gets captured, and yeah, France isn't going to surrender. Denmark falls, and now Sweden is in danger. And we see a push made into Norway and a little bit of Finland, so that's kind of a shocker. Looking over here in Turkey, yeah, more Turkish troops start to get kicked out of their own country. And Syria, yeah, this is not good news. So there's that, and Saudi Arabia is in big trouble. Troops got kicked out of, yeah. Lebanon joins in on this war, Palestine gets liberated, and Jerusalem is in danger. And Israel is officially isolated, and they're about to get more isolated. So yeah, Israel barely is holding out anymore, and Saudi Arabia is in danger. And yeah, they don't have access to this Gulf anymore. And the Saudi Arabian coast is starting to die once again and is being controlled by the communists. And Israel falls and is now being controlled by Palestine. Sardinia gets captured, and same as Corsica, and Italy is just dying again. France basically takes out all of its troops in Italy, and this gives a chance for the Warsaw Pact soldiers to push into France. And so yeah, France is basically, it can't hold out anymore. All these troops from Moscow, how are they doing so good in France? I wonder why. And France is basically just landlocked at this point, and then they finally surrender. Basically, the Warsaw Pact's goal is to basically control all of Europe, and they're doing pretty well. Greece falls, and that's not good. All their islands fall, and same as all Turkish islands in Europe. And Istanbul gets captured, so that's not good news. And Ankara, the capital, gets captured, and yeah, Turkey basically it's not holding out anymore. So many rebel groups like the Kurdish and Turkish partisans, yeah. Turkey decides to surrender, and then Saudi Arabia is not holding out anymore. Skipping a few weeks later, this is what it looks like. So yeah, Saudi Arabia is not doing so hot, and all of its coast has been cut off. And then they finally surrender. So yeah, it's not going too hot out here. And then Spain is basically dead, and then yeah, Galicia is cut off, Galicia falls, and Portugal is in danger. Warsaw Pacts, Warsaw Pacts, I don't even know what you call, I don't know what you call these people. The communists, yeah, I'm just gonna say that they're just communists. Yeah, Madrid falls to the communists, and basically Spain has fallen. And what does Portugal do? Well, Lisbon gets captured, and they fall. And Sweden is in major danger, and northern Finland falls. Yeah, Sweden and Norway begin to fall pretty quickly, and then Sweden finally falls. And now it's just Finland, who is somehow still surviving. Iceland somehow falls. Svalbard falls. And even a landing into Greenland, and I still can't speak. What a shocker. At this point that the Allies should quit, but the Warsaw Pact has a goal, which is to basically capitulate Finland, and they do just that. So yeah, it's time for a meeting and a peace treaty as well. This is a peace treaty, and it is a very red Eastern Hemisphere mostly. So Iran got land over here in Saudi Arabia. Iraq got more land. Syria is thicker. Lebanon is now part of this communist alliance, and Palestine is now is in this alliance as well. And the rest of Saudi Arabia is now communist. And now we have an Anatolia puppet state right here. And Italy, France, Spain, and Portugal are all, and same as Iceland, are all under, yeah, they're not puppet states, but, you know, basically following Moscow. Here in Greenland, yeah, they control parts of Greenland. You know, yeah. But they did have a deal with, NATO 2.0 and you know, something about Greenland. So, yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, then, you know, you should maybe like and subscribe, and yeah, and I'll see you guys in the next video.